Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Puffco Budsy bottle and wax cigar diamond dab of the day. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. As always, you know what to do when you enjoy today's video. Hit the subscribe button, send a like, and I reply to all the comments. Let's get started with today's topic. Again, I build all these things out of my real life. Today, we're going to talk about how to fight fatigue. I think by now, many of you know I've had COVID. I haven't tested out of it yet. I'm still feeling fatigued, etc. But it's not about sleep. We got to talk about the ways to fight fatigue. Because what does it really mean to feel energetic? Think about it. You watch kids play. Adults like us marvel at their energy. So can't we feel energetic as well? Of course we can. As we age, things change though. You experience less vigor. The fatigue is not entirely due to the physical process of aging, because think about it, stress increases as we age. You may have a big mortgage, car payments, increasing responsibility at work, parental responsibilities, medical conditions, children to raise, adult parents to care for, whatever it is. And guess what? As you get older, you play less. That's right. Those who are younger are better at prioritizing socializing, trying new things and having fun, while we can become bogged down at our age in responsibility and forget to do the things that fill us up. So adults also tend to decrease their activities as they get older, and less associated activities equals greater fatigue. It can mean poor physical conditioning too, which means less activity is needed to produce muscle strain. Fatigue is functional. It can help protect us against overexertion. However, our bodies are also sensitive to too little activity. So it's a fine line. Although fatigue is often associated with not wanting to do anything, paradoxically, sometimes we need to increase activity to shake off the cobwebs. Too often, we take the cues of fatigue as a sign that we must do less. So, think about it. I'm someone who's dealt with sleep all my adult life as a career because of the mattress business. Most of the people I dealt with that had sleep issues simply had lack of energy, and that gave them a difficulty sleeping. Interestingly enough, when you test whether how someone sleeps on a specific night predicts fatigue the next day or vice versa, there's not a consistent relationship. So the fact that sleep is so often blamed for fatigue is very interesting, because it doesn't come up 1 equals 1, 1 equals 1. So, historically, people were asked, people who complained about sleep, to list what accounted for their fatigue. And after the list was completed, for each factor they listed, part of the study was for the people to rate the proportion of their fatigue they felt that factor accounted for. Well, the analysts were very surprised to see very short lists. Sleep was the top of the list, and very often listed as the only factor. So people believed that 100% of all their issues with energy was relating to sleep. Well, you know what? There are a lot of other causes of sleep problems. There are a lot of other causes of fatigue. So what we need to think about is the multifaceted approach. That's right, stress, depressed mood, anxiety, that all contributes to feeling fatigue. So what we have to do is we have to remember how fatigue occurred. Did it occur with physical exertion? Commonly it does. Did it occur during periods of inactivity? Commonly it does. People recognize that fatigue commonly occurred with boredom or monotonous tasks. They recognize that they felt increasingly tired in the hour or two after lunch. And after learning that this was a total realistic thing, you had a temporary drop in your body temperature. It's called the post-lunch dip. And guess what? It's a causal factor for fatigue. So, there's plenty of ways, plenty of culprits on how we can bring fatigue. What we have to find is what can we do to feel less fatigued. Well, if you have persistent fatigue, definitely see your doctor. There are a lot of treatable causes, and fatigue, unfortunately, can be a sign of things that need medical attention. But stop blaming fatigue exclusively on sleep. If you've got insomnia, by all means seek treatment. However, even our most effective strategies for insomnia don't always eliminate the fatigue aspect. You got to look for what's called common contributors to fatigue and engage in strategies to address them. We need to change the way we think about fatigue. That's right. One of the best predictors of fatigue is whether you tend to ruminate about how badly you feel when you're tired. Focusing on the sensations of fatigue is an excellent way to ensure that the fatigue will persist. Distract yourself, or better yet, get active and do something that you'll enjoy. Gradually increasing our level of physical activity, watching what we eat, because certain foods result in sluggish feelings or create a sugar crash later. So eat well now to sustain that feeling of energy. Reduce caffeine if possible. It's a short-term fix, caffeine. It really should be eliminated. But you might experience, if you're a heavy coffee drinker, withdrawal symptom, a caffeine crash. Be very careful with your caffeine intake. 100% stay hydrated. It's critically important because dehydration causes fatigue, and manage your stress. Chronic stress causes symptoms of fatigue, and there are many ways we've talked about to manage it. Support from your loved ones or professionals, mindful meditation, pleasurable activities, and relaxation strategies. You've got to remember also to take breaks. Your eyes are burning and your body's aching at the computer. It's time to get up and take a break. You'll be more productive if you take a moment to stretch and breathe. Try to ride out those waves of the post-lunch dip. We all experience a small dip in energy in the early afternoon. Drinking coffee now will lead to caffeine withdrawal and fatigue in the evening. So focus on some of the other strategies that we've talked about instead of the coffee thing. And always remember to seek treatment for anxiety, depression, pain, or sleep disorders because, as we talked about, they can cause fatigue and make it worse. So what we've got to understand is, first, how do we understand what fatigue is? Secondly, how do we move in a direction that eliminates fatigue and gets us to a better place? Thanks for joining me. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, hit that subscribe button, send a like, and I reply to all the comments. How do we solve fatigue? Cheers, everybody. And have a wonderful day out there. This has been the Real Senior Stoner, trying to reduce our level of fatigue. Cheers. Have a great day out there, everybody. And thanks for joining.